White Black Supremacist RPG is the title to this 25-minute long video in which this divorced guy quite racistly talks about how D&D, black supremacy, racism. I don't know. That's what he's trying to say. Divorce and Dragons. The grift had to go here eventually. We call this one late stage molding.
That I'm not sure anyone understands in Tanya DePass. Many of you have...
Why did he start that like that? What?
Probably gotten burned on a Kickstarter or two.
What is the fucking contrast on this? This is insane. He is exploding the fucking saturation on this shit. That looks ridiculous. We have boomer fucking hours right now. What happened to the man cave? Well, he doesn't have it anymore. Instead, his entire life had to be pushed into this tiny little room. His little area. I think this is at his new apartment.
I'll wager. Yet kick scams in the RPG area seem to be relatively rare, thankfully. It's a pretty small community in the grand scheme of things. So you'd have to be pretty stupid to burn those bridges and not fulfill your project.
Like Kickstarter?
But what if you had a card that excused the taking of $360,000 and not producing anything of substance for over 4.5 years?
Oh no, that'd be bad.
My friends, the Into the Motherlands role-playing game is the focus of today's video. All right. By the way, don't bother going to look for it. It isn't available, and there's a pretty good chance it never will be available. It is the brainchild, if that term can rightfully be used here, of one Tanya DePass and B. David Walters. Now, Walters is a columnist, radio host, and
so I think what his thing is, it tends to be, if we can get famous people, because this guy's more famous, right? We can get more famous people to talk about, maybe that'll do the clicks. Maybe I'll get some clicks. It's like so transparent. He does a lot of this stuff with like the Critical Role thing. He's just always about the D&D. He's very upset about someone's homebrew. I guess the Kickstarter didn't go. I don't know.
More recently, kind of a quota filler in the RPG field. He does a lot of those like celebrity DMing and playing in online games that unironically think they need representation.
Pretty racist. I've listened to this guy's work before. I think he's a competent DM or whatever. A game master. He's also a player. He did some like Vampire the Masquerade stuff that I've seen. He's done some other D&D stuff. Seems fine. Seems competent. I don't think it's just because he was a black guy, which is what, of course, he thinks.
Yet the driving force behind Motherlands is Tanya DePass. Tanya is also one of those RPG quota fillers, as well as a leftist activist. She's
oh no, not a based person.
Also a sensitivity reader too.
Okay.
Those are the people that make sure games from bigger companies are a beige goo of woke retardation.
You're fucking 50 years old, man. You are 50 years old. You need to fucking grow up. I can hear him now. You grew up. Adults can say what they want. You can say whatever you want. You sound fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I swear to God, everyone that says that shit sounds so ridiculous to me. I mean, you just sound like kids. It's just like, oh, look at the 90s.
Now, Tanya can barely hide her contempt.
It's been like this since we announced the campaign. Some white dude who delivered his KS 5 years late had the gall to come out after our crew. We didn't know who any of us were, but felt the need to speak up on behalf of POC, CTRPG, Space Spare Me.
Of white people. Mm-hmm. And I get the feeling
what's wrong with that?
Many of the folks, even on her own side, have trouble hiding their real feelings for her. She is, in a nutshell, a miserable, odious person.
She can be miserable and odious if that's true. I'm not going to take his word for it. But what does this make you, man? I don't know what this makes you if what I'm hearing is essentially you doing the same thing but from the opposite side of the argument that she was having. So she's calling out people that are going after them hypocrites. Yeah, that's what she's saying. I don't know the story behind this. I don't know. There could be a whole scam. I don't know. Seems like a lot of white people are trying to frame black folks for scams they're not doing lately, though. So I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt.
I did a video on her at the dawn of this channel.
Oh, so you've done more videos on her? Great.
And I'm sad to say that nothing much has changed with her since then. All right, so let's roll the clock back to June of 2021. Into the Motherlands did indeed raise $360,000 on Kickstarter. Now, in the RPG world, that is a pretty good haul. It was funded in 90 minutes, and I'm sure backers were elated. And by the way, you're going to find me pretty unsympathetic to the backers of this project who've gotten burned and may never see anything of substance from it. And that's because not only should they have been wary of someone like Tanya as the lead to begin with, but the game's elevator pitch just sounds so ridiculous and agenda-driven.
Agenda-driven. Not like my list of anti-woke RPGs to play. That's not an agenda at all. No wokeness here. I mark my games not woke on checklists before I play them. I don't know, man. Play the game you want to play. I don't care.
And journey into a brighter, blacker future with Into the Motherlands, a brand new sci-fi odyssey role-playing game developed by a fantastic team of POC RPG designers.
Is he playing... What's the fucking sound effects in the background I'm hearing? Dare I say he's doing some racism?
So here they're telling us in pretty clear terms, Whitey not involved, Whitey not welcome. Continuing, 1,000 years ago.
Wait. So they can't have you have to have settings with all white people that no one else can have settings with without white people? How do you have those two thoughts in your head at the same time? Like, there are plenty of settings that those are hyena people too. Yes.
African Emperor Mansa Musa.
Yes, I use.
Sent an
Wow. I think this is just doing old-timey racism now. That's pretty cool. That's great. Make your own games. Okay, not like that. Exactly. He's just doing very blatant racism.
expedition to the new world that never arrived.
If this guy was allowed to do blackface, he would fucking do it right now for the bit.
In the mythos of the Motherlands, these explorers were instead transported to a strange new world far, far away. So as you can tell, there's some really clunky phrasing in there, which should have put some people on notice that this was kind of amateur hour right from the start.
It can be true that they are making an RPG for the first time. I guess that would make them amateur. They're kickstarting it. I still think we could be throwing that around when Divorce and Dragons doesn't make any art. He doesn't make anything. How can he pretend?
Here we see the cultures of the Motherlands. These are like the races, if you will. To the indigenous cultures, they're outsiders. But the Maizelbubs have an interesting notion of their cultural identity. I bet.
More fucking... It's racism, right? It's just racism.
To the indigenous cultures, they're outsiders.
I saw a white guy in the dead center of the scrap, and he's like, actually...
Of course, so they can be set up to be the victims, even on this strange new world far, far
What is on your mic? Is it like skin flakes on his mic?
Far away. So the inhabitants of the planet that apparently these folks emigrated to are some kind of...
I thought he was going to read it, but he didn't, so now I lost the first part of that. Have you ever tried to participate in anyone else's culture, man? No. When looking at a hyena, the first thought would be hyena, but with a humanoid shape. They are so much more. They're scholars, lore masters, mages, and teachers, and they are held in high esteem by both the Maizelbubs and the originating species/groups of this world. The ultimate reminder of the technological advancement of the ancient Maizelbubs is no doubt the existence of the Mansgene. Created centuries ago as companions to the ancients, these ceramic and silicone androids are truly sentient and have evolved an entire society. Ooh, that's neat.
Weird hyena people.
Weird hyena people. Hyena people are bad? Dragon people good. Hyena people bad. Why? Gnolls exist.
Who probably have no idea what's in store for them. And as you can see, even the robots here are black. We have the Solansi,
the robots are
the
black?
Massage.
Solansi. That's a cool name. I like that. I like the art for these too. Humanoid plant hybrids over the ages. Some of the flora inhabiting these planets became predatory and dangerous. Many humanoids studied these plants, and when these plants infected them, some evolved directly with the plants themselves. Neat. Misagi. Musalians who chose to ritually bind themselves in their teen years to a symbiote native to this world. Their bond enables them to share another's thoughts, experiences, and emotions via touch. The Misagi are often engaged as healers, but sometimes as law keepers because one's deepest thoughts cannot be hidden from the Misagi. Interesting.
And hey, it's more brothers and sisters. It's like a carnival cruise.
Brothers, wow, he's just fucking racist as shit. The reason he hides his tiny, beady little eyes and he wears the ball cap is that so you can't ID him very easily and let people know that they live right next to a raging fucking white supremacist. He's the recently divorced guy that just moved in down the hall.
Over the centuries, the descendants of Mansa Musa,
English translation, Leroy.
still struggle to flourish.
This is the most blatantly racist this guy has been ever. He's getting more comfortable with his racism. He's like, yeah, he's snickering. He's like, yeah, I'm getting away with it. I'm getting away with it. That's all this is. Yeah. What an impotent little man.
Flourish on Musalia, a world that was once alien to them, but is now home in this all-new tabletop RPG. You'll learn about their diverse cultures, see what terrifying enemies await them, etc., etc. Now, shocking, the descendants are still struggling to flourish after all these years. Sounds familiar.
We should enslave him and his family for 300 years. Just him and his family. We should be like, why aren't you doing very well? Oh, you were, and then we burned that down, yeah, and then we disenfranchised you, and then we fucking denied bank loans, then we redlined, and then we tried to deny the ultimate right to vote. That didn't work out. Sure, we've tried to keep this artificial hierarchy in place for a long time, and every time that they've succeeded, I've been very mad and felt impotent and angered. Mansa Musa was like the richest dude ever. Well, he doesn't like that.
I suppose those
whiteness is exhausting. It really fucking is. Holy shit. I don't know how they live like this, man. I don't know how you just fucking sit there and think, the person's not white. I need to contain some baggage about that. I need to really hold on to that person not being white. The person's not white? Oh my god, dude. How could they do that? Just don't fucking get it. I can't believe it. We're colonizing them and then we're pillaging their rare earth minerals with military force? That's crazy. Just get over it, bro. Anyway, I think this guy should be in a cobalt mine, working hard. As hard as a child in a cobalt mine.
hyenas should get ready for the whole reparations discussion. And also, what
reparations should definitely happen. He should be first.
Diverse culture
to be taken from him, then the billionaires.
Are they referring to?
He can't even put this in frame.
It's a bunch of brothers and sisters with some weird hyenas who wear monocles. And look at all the cool classes you can play. There's the Bio Priest.
Okay, a kind of android high priest healer in touch with techno deities. Neat. Blade Keeper, keep your blade sharp, your wit sharper, and your senses sharpest. Spine Ripper, they learn to use any weapon within reach and are never without a way to defend themselves. This reminds me a lot of like Shadowrun.
Keeper.
Cyberpunk,
the Spine Ripper. There's also the Shoplifter.
I see. We're doing some more racism. That's pretty good.
The Movie Shouter. And the
Movie Shouter. I'm going to be honest with you. I have had more disruptive Caucasians than any other group. They are the worst group by far to watch a movie with. I've only had one lady ever in my life, and I live in a predominantly black city, and I go to plenty of movies. On opening night even, I went to one where it was a black lady who said something. And I don't remember what it was, but I do remember it being really funny. Yeah, it's usually drunk white guys especially, but all of them. If there's too many of them, it's a bad time. He's just being racist, and he, like I said, he's twiddling his little mustache. He's going, I'm trying to get away with it. It's just, he wants to say shit. He can't. He wants to sling slurs around. He's not allowed. So what he's trying to do is stick his tongue out at the border of TOS. I'm getting away with it. It's such childish, fucking impotent behavior. Every time. I want to do this in public. Of course he wouldn't. Racist stereotypes. Classic.
Subway Slasher. All right. So those last ones may be unofficial.
93% of all pedophiles are self-identified religious men. Of those, almost all of them are white.
This game sounds like it would appeal only to wacko black supremacists like Tanya and B. David Walters, and of course their guilty white simps. Again, that's why I have very little sympathy.
Guilty white simps. Couldn't be someone was like, oh, I like that guy. I'll support the Kickstarter. I don't know. Nothing like that. I have to, if I don't hate black people for the sin of being black, I am not. I'm a self-hating white. Guys, it's so bad. So bad. If you're not white, it really bothers me. A lot of my emotions are not regulated, and so when you're something that I'm not, it fucking bothers the shit out of me. I'm a man that cannot maintain my emotions.
You, sir, are a weak, timid, and untrustworthy homosexual.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going on.
For anyone who got hosed on this Kickstarter. And what about that hosing? What exactly happened? Well, as with anything involving Tanya, not much. It started, as these things always do, with great aplomb.
Dude, the fucking bloom on this is crazy still. It's hard to look at. Why can't he frame this so that we can read it? It seems intentional.
Being a racist isn't illegal.
Maybe it fucking ought to be. All right, $500 to the reparation pot. It's like Monopoly. He doesn't want me to, because if we start reading it, we're going to be like, well, I think this is pretty reasonable. Unique mechanics, dice pool, getting away from the Cortex system, better idea of playtesting, Game Master bundle tier will receive a playtester role and be able to take part in playtesting.
Bria Iyengar, you know her.
He can't say anything.
From like Critical Role and Dimension 20 and all that. She's probably the most successful of that whole diversity RPG sphere.
Diversity. He just means black.
She had her name attached to this, as did Daniel Kwan, who is an Asian diversity grifter, as well as a couple of...
A diversity grifter. It sounds like you're a white diversity grifter. I mean, it really sounds like that. Yeah, she's obviously a much superior DM to this guy by a long shot. Diversity grifter. Your channel's name is Diversity in Dragons. Your whole idea is a preconceived notion. Like, you've pumped it already. You've poisoned the well. You are looking for something that isn't a problem. Black people can make an RPG. A bunch of black people who like an RPG can get together and make a thing. There's no problem with that. I don't know. It would be childish to be upset. Must they DEI hire a white guy for it to be valid, in your opinion?
Of other folks. Someone named Gabe Hicks is also mentioned. I have no idea who he is or...
Yeah, I couldn't be fucking pressed to look up anything.
Or what he brought to the table. But it doesn't really matter because old Gabe...
What?
Gabe turned out to be a bit of a scumbag. Apparently there were accusations of lying, polyamory, blacklisting... all sorts.
Accusations of polyamory. Okay. You don't know anything about him, but you know that he's polyamorous? Okay.
It also shows just how pathetic...
I think he shaved part of his mustache, yes.
...the RPG diversity sphere is.
I disagree that what he's calling the RPG diversity sphere, Dimension 20 and Critical Role, the two most wildly popular live plays that exist on the planet. Like, their popularity is bad, I guess. He's sad that they have success.
As this guy apparently also hosted some show on Dimension 20. Qualifications, skin color. So this list of who's that, headed by a profoundly lazy and untalented person in Tanya DePass, should have sent those spidey senses into overdrive. But still, hopes were high, even though there were risks.
I mean, he just keeps saying racist shit, man. It's just constant racism. Like, I'm actually surprised he didn't wear the fucking hood. That's a shock. He's probably got one in the closet back there, if his wife let him take it in the divorce.
But when Tanya writes that it's difficult to estimate affordable printing options in China in the mandatory risks and challenges section of the Kickstarter page, some stomachs may have already started to get queasy. Just
no typos. You're not allowed.
So unprofessional.
So unprofessional for my Kickstarter to have a typo. It's a Kickstarter. Kickstarter is not a place where companies make stuff. Like sometimes they do. It could begin a company. A lot of amateurs use Kickstarter to do this. I don't know why he's pretending. Like these are just people that haven't done this before making a thing. It's taking time and he's upset. Did they cancel it? Who's in charge? Just the lady? Is it all of them? It seems to be using this as an excuse to be a racist the whole time.
So here's what went down. They didn't have a system for their game, and they unwisely decided not to go with the open source D&D 5e engine. Given their backers were probably amenable to that system, it's a tad curious. It would have been easy money to just adopt that rule set, make a few new classes.
So he says easy money, but he's claiming that they're grifters because they didn't take the easy money?
Some sci-fi combat hacks, and pretty much you're good to go. And keep in mind, this was all before the OGL fiasco from Wizards of the Coast. So after eschewing D&D 5e, they were going to use Cortex Prime, which I don't have a lot of information on. But apparently that was...
I don't have a lot of information is a pretty constant thread with this guy. I don't know anything about this, but here's my racist take.
Expensive to license. So they grudgingly realized that they had to create a whole new game from the ground up. The problem being, as I showed earlier, nobody on their bench really knew how to take on a project of this scale. It's literally just a bunch of hacks.
Can you design a game system? Why are you pretending they're hacks when you don't do this? He doesn't know any of the stuff that's going on in the situation. He has limited information, but also I know that they're all hacks, even though they're infinitely more popular in this space than I am and have literal, demonstrable success throughout. Clearly, DEI. I don't get it. Could it possibly be jealousy? Mediocre? White guy syndrome?
Personalities who actually, most of them have far less reach than even this small channel does.
See, and some of them have a lot more reach than this small channel does. I'm just a widow guy. He's done that to me before. He'll come up every once in a while on Twitter or something, and he'll be like, I don't like you very much, Mr. Actual Jake. And I'll be like, okay, you want to come talk about it? He's like, no, I don't, no. That would be embarrassing, and you're too strong and scary. And so, this is our relationship at this point.
They had to not just create a new set of rules, but formalize a source book with a bunch of all the setting crap that they used in their dreary live plays.
Okay.
That's a tall...
You're saying they have dreary live plays? We watched your live play.
So you're looking at the ones on this side?
Yeah, I'd look at I guess I'm probably closest to number one since I'm by that door.
So this is number one. You look. So are you using the 10-foot pole? Are you looking down there? What are you doing?
Well, I'm standing back. I've got the pole kind of pulled up close to me, and I'm just kind of looking. Not over the pole, but looking to see if I can see anything in the hole, not in the pole.
Okay. So you look down into the first hole. It goes maybe about a foot down, and there's something at the bottom.
I'm going to suggest maybe a different course of action.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps let me get a little closer. I need to be within 10 feet to use stone sense to detect weirdness from Mr. Gillespie and his traps.
Okay. I like that idea.
Yeah, let's give that a go first, and then before we start, making the whole thing go to hell in a handbasket.
Alrighty.
So, Mr. Gillespie, I attempt to use my stone sense to ascertain what this might be.
Just looks like a hole in the ground. Okay. You put the pole down in 8, and a bunch of yellow spores shoot up into the air. You have to make a death save.
Well, that one was not quite as good. I got a 3.
3. So you failed?
I did.
Okay. You start to choke on the spores, and your throat starts to close, and you fall over and die.
To call it live play is a stretch. It was the most anemic shit I've ever seen. Genuinely. So bad. Nobody was having a good time.
Suffice to say, they do not appear to be up to the task. In one update early on, they did apparently have first drafts turned in. I'm not sure what those would have said, but my guess is they must have been pretty darn awful. Notice, too, just how unprofessional the communication is from
Unprofessional?
Tanya here. Starting a formal update to people that have paid you money with,
If I was the manager of this business, I would have the talking to with your lack of corporate verbiage on your Kickstarter update post.
I mean, eat dicks, I guess. Yeah, this is fine. Hey, y'all. That's great. I don't care. I'm a guy who fucking wants a tabletop RPG for some people on YouTube. Why? I don't need them to suddenly be like, to whom it may concern, our dear backers. In fact, I backed Matt Colville, who he also hates, who he thinks is woke, who is quite casual and funny and stuff with their Kickstarter shit over MCDM as well. You can tell he writes it. He talks, pretty casually. It's fine.
hey, y'all.
It's just weird that you quite racistly are made to be upset about this. Like, it doesn't seem like another thing you need to furrow your tiny little brow about.
Is really, really galling. Probably one.
Galling? I swear to God, white old men like this cannot handle their emotions whatsoever. Maybe no men.
One of those things that seemed cute at the time, but after 4.5 years of empty promises, was a warning sign of just what a sorry state this project would be at. Creating a game from scratch is hard. A new target date was set for late 2023. Still not awful as these things go. Especially if you're doing regular updates. It's not good either, but, as we all have seen in kickstarting projects that we've backed, it's kind of par for the course.
All these anti-woke Kickstarters that I've backed, we've seen that they pretty much all fall apart. But when it's black people that do it, boy, does it really get stuck in my craw. Sounds like a thing an old white guy would say. Stuck in my craw. Grinds my gears. Pinches my loaf off.
But here again, she says that it would cost them money to license a game system, which is patently untrue if they had simply used any version of the OGL. How nobody pulled the ripcord at some point on this and realized that is beyond me. I'd like to give Tanya the benefit.
I love that his advice is you should have just ripped off the D20 system.
Of the doubt and believed that she knew that the OGL was free, but had some other reason for not going with it.
He's like, but your profit margins, you could have just made easy money. And they're like, no, we want to make art different than that.
Now, Tanya is a pretty miserable person. Listen to the way she talks to people who go out of their way to see her and a panel of other diversity grifters at a game convention, this one being PAX.
Make sure it's a Q&A. Q is for question, not comment, not backstory, because I will just be blunt and tell you I do not care. When I've done this panel or a similar panel, there's always someone who wants to come up either during Q&A or after and talk about how guilty they are about the one time they played a black elf and they don't know what to do. I do not care. None of us care. And this is not the place. Go take that to whatever temple or house of worship you need to. It's also
I think that's actually interesting.
So, and I'm sure we will get into this, it is not the place to ask for permission to play outside your race, gender, ethnicity, what have you. Because
dude, you could tell that they get this shit all the time from like fucking liberals.
we cannot give you permission. We are not going to be at your table. We're not going to be in your stream chats. We cannot give you that permission. You need to understand that. Because again, this happens often at these kind of panels. If you do not have a question...
again, this happens often at these kinds of panels. Like, are you incapable of hearing words?
I will ask you to go find one. You all laugh. Ask me if I've done it.
And here's Tanya over on Twitter before she had...
I don't know what he like. What are you upset about there? Sounds like she's done this a lot and has to deal with this all the time and is sort of over it. I'm not upset at all of how she communicated that. If I had a problem with it, I'd let you know.
It over to Blue Sky.
Yeah.
So let's just call a spade a spade. We've been under a whole other level of...
Dude, he's doing a voice. Such a racist fuck, man.
Scrutiny and expectation as an all-POC team putting this game out. First off, learn to check email versus dropping a YouTube comment and snarky tweet instead of looking at the Kickstarter page before tweeting a lie.
Racist, but also so bad. He's either incapable of doing a better impression or scared to actually be too racist so that he could put the channel at risk. Because if he's actually starting to just do that, it'd be pretty clear, I think. But I can't tell because he's a terrible role player, so I don't know. He's either not brave enough or not talented enough to be the kind of racist that he's seeming to want to portray himself as.
Oh no. Expectations on Shamiqua Defraud.
So that's pretty racist too, you know what I'm saying? Pretty racist stuff. He's ratcheting it up because he seems to be more angry lately. Could it be shoved into the closet post-divorce?
Like all these grifters, they always fall back on their race to excuse their own laziness.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like you're falling back on race to make criticisms of people. You're just like, well, you're black, so take that.
Now, even better was when James Wallace, an RPG veteran, sort of called them out, I guess, on the lateness of their project in, I think it was 2023. Now, this was a little bit hypocritical, I must say, as Wallace had his own late project, an RPG called Alas Vegas, which I think was vaguely based on the Hangover film. And that languished, I believe, for almost 5 years itself.
Languished, huh?
Note this guy works at a major game company and was not even censured for his words or assumptions. She demanded that he be censured. Does she think she's in a parliament or something? And apparently Wallace did apologize for even, tweeting out something to begin with, which, as we all know, is a huge mistake with these people. Now, she was still spurging out about James Wallace in February of 2025.
So you describe someone like really freaking out here. I don't think that's the case. I think someone's like, oh, that guy owes me an apology. Seems normal. Can you take this damn sunglasses off, dude? He's not going to take the sunglasses off. He's insecure about his face. And he wants you to think that this Florida man is immune from the effects of being a fucking racist in his community. I was like, okay, I mean, what if two people in this video are shitty, but it's just him so far? I don't even disagree with anything she said so far.
On Blue Sky. It's
at best, you could say her tone at the fucking table there was like really direct or whatever, and like he thinks it's bitchy, I guess. But if a man does that, he wouldn't even care. He'd be like, yeah, he's setting his boundaries. He's being strong and tough.
Unbelievable. So when she wasn't trying to drag James Wallace to the 40 people that bother throwing a like on her comments.
Why are you pretending that you, like, as if her social media presence is somehow smaller than yours? Come on. What are you talking about? This guy gets mad at me every time I go viral, by the way. He'll climb in my mentions and try to be like, look at this guy. I don't like him. He literally does every time.
She reverted to the usual, I'm black and being held to the higher standard of having to honor promises to people who gave me money. Here she is coping by saying, I've seen whole campaigns be months and years late and not a peep has been made. But in our case, people wanted literal word count reports. A step-by-step walkthrough of making the game as if we had to prove any of us knows what we're doing. Well, ironically, that's pretty clear that you guys don't know what you're doing because I'm sure that was a couple years ago, and we are coming up on year 5 with almost nothing.
5 years to make a game from scratch does not sound like a bad time. I I don't even know if the game will ever be successful anyway, but I have no problem with them taking their time to make a fucking piece of art. It's up to their backers and their community. I don't know why he's upset about it.
Where's this scrutiny for non-POC-led projects? There is plenty of scrutiny for that kind of stuff. That James Wallace campaign, I remember people in the comments section, were very visibly frustrated. If you go to any project outside of the RPG sphere, if it's late, people are going to be bitching in the comments. And I should also point out here that Tanya at one point...
I have not received my order. It's not an order, it's a kickstart. The thing with Kickstarter is you acknowledge that there's a chance that this won't come to fruition. The idea with the Kickstarter is I really hope this happens. Here, I'm going to throw you a few bucks and invest in the hope that works out. And if it does, that's amazing. I've had Kickstarter duds. Yeah, me too, dude. It happens. I don't know. I'm just not upset. I've had Kickstarters that worked out great, though. Lots of them. Yeah.
Had a non-profit called I Need Diverse Games that was ostensibly set up to help spread awareness of tabletop gaming to minorities.
Okay, I agree with this. I agree that, in his words, minorities. Not just white people should be playing tabletop games. I think they're wonderful and a great way to role play and experience a different way to hang out with your friends, and it's really social and helpful. I think it's pretty much therapy for a lot of people. So there's that horrible dice Kickstarter a while back. Oh yeah, those white people, those white people from the what was that called? Kraken dice. Bad. The dice came bad. They ended up being Trumpers. Oh no way. Way bigger scam than this.
That a lot of these small nonprofits are abused harder than a child actor in Hollywood.
Wow, you sure do think about that at a weird time. That's weird to bring up.
Usually to the benefit of the nonprofit's founder. The Motherlands project itself had the built-in excuse of making a new rule set is hard, and that
he can't not do a voice.
Being black is super duper hard.
I think if a bunch of white people were acting like this, it would make my experience worse. I'd be like, wow, there sure is a lot of dumb motherfuckers around that ignore what the fuck I say because I'm black and instead just make shit up.
Especially when people give you 360 grand and actually expect results.
Especially when people give a large group of people 360 grand.
Now, they did have one excuse that may have seemed legit at first, and that was losing their original publisher. And, of course, Tanya tried milking the loss of AMU, which shut down their RPG division, for as long as possible.
I haven't seen him frame a picture once to allow us to read the full text, so I'm hoping this works.
Here, this backer says what anyone with half a brain would realize. Publishing is on the back end, after you do all the writing and layout. Yes, you need to kind of correspond with your publisher, but they're not doing the writing and layout for you. They're just printing the darn books.
What if he was just an investigative reporter instead of a racist? I don't know how failing a Kickstarter excuses racist comments at all. I agree. Let's say it's 100% a grift. I don't know how he could possibly think that him being racist is warranted.
And I must say, it's pretty funny to see these poor dopes realize that their brighter, blacker future really means them having $100 less in their wallet. Someone also...
Brighter, blacker future. Can we talk about white folks scamming anybody? Elon Musk's chatbot is getting people to kill themselves. His cars burn people to death. Fucking ChatGPT has got people killing themselves. All the gambling, Polymarket, all that shit. No, it's actually this one Kickstarter. That's black people, actually. Not these big systemic things that are ruled by rich white men. That's all just part of it. A Tesla chatbot asks kids for nudes. Yay! And it's producing CSAM with their AI picture generation. That's great. This is not bad for society because those men are white that did that.
And there was much rejoicing.
But in the words of Sheriff Buford T. Justice, apparently Green Ronin is only going to end up doing the layout of the quick start rules, and that being done as a favor to Tanya. They will not be doing any writing, layout, or publishing of Into the Motherland.
Our role is only for sales and distribution. So they're not just doing the layout, they're sales and distribution. We helped with the layout on the quick start as a favor to our friend. So it says right there that it's not just that they did a layout for favor or whatever. Obviously, his illiteracy is pretty apparent. For a guy so racist who thinks everyone is so inferior to him, he sure does have low mental faculties.
It's got to be ready to go the minute you hit live on your campaign.
I disagree that it has to be ready to go. And what do you mean? The campaign is to get it ready to go. What do you need funding for if you've already done it?
Again, it's just so lazy, so Mickey Mouse, so Tanya. It appears that precious little has actually been finished by Tanya and the Motherlands team. But a few things have been released as teasers, and flat out, it does not look very good.
Why not?
It looks like the art was done by a 9th grader, and it certainly doesn't...
I don't think it does. Why is he like this? I think this seems fine.
Engender any spirit.
This is not bad as a rough draft on what you want the layout to look like.
Of adventure.
Background, appearance, personality. I love
mean,
the idea.
Why pick hyena people?
Why is he upset about hyena people? These are cool and fine. This is fine. I don't understand why his whimsy dies at hyenas. I can have dog people. I can have cat people. I can have lizard people. Hyenas? No! What even are they? Dogs, cats, foxes, no one knows. Hyenas are not dope. They're bad. It's African? No, that's a terrible excuse. Why didn't they pick lions? Sure, I've seen lion people 4 million times. Why didn't they do that? Why would they go with the novel hyena people who look cool? Hate it. This is the worst part of the grift, is the hyena people. I have to bring this up at 21 minutes in.
As the natives of this planet. It is such an odd choice.
It's not an odd choice.
Maybe they were worried about the natives in some way upstaging the heroes of this game. So they used the gutter snipes of the animal kingdom. And that
gutter snipes? So he has big opinions about hyenas, I guess? I don't know. Now we're on animal racism. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Animal supremacist.
That would speak volumes, by the way, of their mindset. But just...
that they like hyenas for the game? The mindset is, we're creative, I guess.
The few black character sketches they've released in the game are so...
Female hyenas have a pseudo-penis? Ooh, thank you for the factoid.
Unappealing.
Sounds
they aren't doing anything aside from being black, which I suspect in many ways was the whole point.
What do you mean doing anything besides being black? They have whole character classes and everything. You said that those were lame too. Those are doing something, but I don't like them. This elf isn't doing anything except being an elf in this fucking game. What the heck? Well, yeah, because you haven't chosen any of the other character options. Just an elf!
Now, as for the state of the project right now, well, anyone who's ever seen these things unfold can recognize the pattern. No progress, but vague, hopeful updates that kind of dwindle as time goes by. You're approaching the home stretch in 2023. Oh, and then it's going to be in your hands in 2024. But just a few weeks ago, in December of 2025, as I filmed this, another update essentially saying that...
Believe us, no one wants Project Complete more than us, but right now we're kind of stuck. Good knows matter than us. You're not showing what the fucking post was! This is so dishonest!
Nothing is done, and there's no timetable for release. People sort of recognize this universal pattern, and honestly, 99 times out of 100, it means you're getting nothing, or you're going to get something.
So you agree that it is not unique for this to have happened. The thing you find upsetting about this is that the people that have failed their Kickstarter, in your eyes, are black, and so that's the thing that's notable. That's just racism, man. Why isn't this video about all 99 of the other ones? Are they mostly white people? It's so interesting that every time a black person does anything, they have to excel at it so much or it doesn't count. Like, if they're not the best fucking doer of the thing, doesn't count, dude. Black people have to be great. White guys can be mediocre as fuck. No problem.
But the lure for gamers to impress black people in the RPG sphere is strong. Just take a look at this comment. From the summer of 2025, that's just a few months back. Well over 4 years since this debacle started. Is it too late to jump on the Kickstarter for this one?
So the person came across the Kickstarter 5 years after it started, and they were like, ooh, this looks cool. And you're upset?
P.T. Barnum said that there is a sucker born every minute. And this is something that, if nothing else, Tanya DePass understands all too well. Aside from exposing people who...
Okay, so either she's good at grifting and did this, it's real slick stuff, or bad at it, because you said she didn't do the easy thing and just do a D20 system with the OSR?
will never get exposed by the mainstream, thanks to rampant cowardice in the RPG sphere. I don't really have a dog in this fight.
I don't have a dog in this fight. Half an hour racist rant, by the way. No dog in this fight. What would happen if he did? Holy shit. He'd be actually wearing the fucking hood.
You were compelled to back this project just based on its highest aspirations, that being a world with no white people. Well, read my lips. Go fuck yourself.
So you are upset a lot? So you're really, really mad? In conclusion, I'm fucking seething. I've been mad the whole time, and I'm just, frankly, I don't really have a point beyond that. I'm mad, and I want you to know that. Fuck you, man. Fuck. This is tearing me up.
You deserve to be $100 lighter in the wallet, Jack. However, that does not excuse the fact that Tanya and the rest of the Motherlands crew don't deserve some bad publicity for being the grifting bozos that they are.
So it's grifting.
Are we ever going to see Motherlands in any form? Who knows? My guess is that they will shit out something that's very amateurish, very cheap to make, leaving a budget surplus that's going to make Tanya's mouth water more than 2-for-1 Tuesdays at B-dubs.
The joke here is black people like fried chicken, which is what he's saying. That's the joke. His big racist joke. And also that I guess now chicken wings are bad. And also, if you like chicken wings, you can't you can't do a Kickstarter? I don't know. He just doesn't make sense. He's just mad and lashing out.
And unfortunately, it won't really affect Tanya or B. David Walter's standing in the RPG sphere. They'll probably still be invited on terrible live plays by plenty of guilty white people who think they need to apologize for the terrible crime of being white.
I think you should apologize for the terrible crime of being boring and racist at the same time. It's a real damn shame to share the world with you. This guy doesn't go outside enough.
They'll probably end up not tarnished at all by this.
Okay.
Hey, what you gonna do? Life ain't fair, right?
Just
keep your heads down, keep grinding.
Keep your heads down and keep grinding. This guy's life sucks, dude. This guy's fucking life sucks. In conclusion, I'm a deadbeat. Great. All right, man. That's enough boomer for me today. I think I've had my fill.